Sligo against Tyrone. Memories of 2002 in Croke Park whenever Tyrone were well in control that day under Art McCrory and Eugene McKenna. We all know what happened. Tyrone lost, Sligo won. McCrory, McKenna lost their job. Mickey Hart came in. The rest is history.
Yeah, it was a game that stays in the memory of Tyrone supporters, because at that stage you could see this team coming. We had a brilliant National League that year. I think we'd won the National League actually, and the team was really starting to come. You had this youth and experience, and everything was looking good. And then we just got completely derailed by Sligo. It was our first. I remember that was my first year on the squad, and I remember we went down. We warmed up. We had visited Croke Park the night before, because it had been quite some time since we'd played in Croke Park. Looking back, it seems strange now, but we went out for a wee training session on Croke Park to get used to the ground. And I remember Peter Canavan speaking about the fact that we're now here and it's now time to start making our mark. Unfortunately, that was a huge false start, but it went on to greater things. But that was a difficult pill. Sligo were, I think, a much better team back then. They had great momentum. They had some great players and played a fantastic brand of football at that stage. I think the Sligo team at the minute, they had a great result against Roscommon, a surprise result by many opinions, but a shocking loss to Sligo in the Connacht final. They're just completely naive going into that match, and they're going to have to revisit their whole strategy. They'll suddenly have a doubt, as many teams will have, about the smaller teams' ability to take on the big teams. Tyrone would still, it can be argued, but they would still be viewed as one of the bigger teams. So Sligo will be challenged in their own opinion. Do they adapt a more defensive style, or do they keep just trying to play gung-ho against the big teams? So they're going to be full of doubts. Tyrone, on the other hand, are coming very nicely. Have came through a couple of poor enough performances, but with wins under their belt, and produced probably, in my opinion, the best half of football in the second half against Tipperary. And we'll be starting to just look at the horizon and look at the bigger picture and realising, here, boys, we have a chance to really get to some big games here. And I would fully expect Tyrone to beat Sligo.